Let's go!
Hurry up! We gotta go search for Dad's body!
Baby.
I'll get back into my body if you get back in yours.
No ghost had ever been treated so badly. Okay, honey bun, that's enough for tonight.
Daddy.
Elliot Hopper never has enough time for his kids.
Now he's grossing $100,000 a year. $100,000 a year.
My mouth is moving, but I can't hear anything.
No! Honey. Out! My God! On a wow!
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Noisy Ghost, a new podcast about the relationship between sound and performance. I'm Eleanor Russell. Ghost Dad. Why would anyone give a shit about Ghost Dad? Roger Ebert didn't. Rotten Tomatoes didn't. Doesn't. But I do. Bill Cosby is a ghost. He died in a freak taxi accident. A taxident. His voice is separated from his body. If Cosby weren't so funny, I would cry. I almost do. He comes home. His children are happy to see him, but he can't speak to them. They need to know he's a ghost. They play charades.
You can't hear me, but you can see me. You can't hear me, but I can hear myself.
I can't hear you.
I am.
It sounds like,
A glass.
toast. You're toasting something. Okay, it sounds like toast. Sounds like toast.
A host. A ghost? He's a ghost!
Cosby's voice is gone. Just after he died, he tried to get the attention of a white cop. But the cop did not see or hear him. His body remains. His children can see him. Do you have to be black to see Ghost Dad? Do you have to be his child? What are the rules of this universe? What is the relationship between voice and body? What is Ghost Dad's relationship to his voice and body?
The rules are sometimes you see him and sometimes you don't, and you know you're in trouble when the best times are when you don't.
There is one rule for Cosby's presence.
My presence is a present, kiss my ass.
He's only visible in darkness. In daylight or artificial light, his body vanishes entirely, or just his clothes remain. There are two exceptions. 1, flashlight. 2, astral projection. Both exceptions are a product of Cosby's rage. A rage he expresses by frightening children. Exception 1. Cosby is visible by flashlight. A neighbor kid threatens to blackmail Cosby. He believes that Cosby is an alien. Cosby flies up to the child's bedroom window. Flashlight illuminates face.
Oh, you listen to me, you little bag of pig puke. You mention one thing to anybody about this, and so help me, I'll do things to you that you can't even imagine. You don't try to threaten me, 'cause I don't get frightened. I give frightened. You little fart. I'm lost.
Exception 2. Cosby is visible in the dim light of a teenager's bedroom. The teenager is played by Bobby from Twin Peaks. Bobby says,
Yeah, that's me. Put the bitch on.
Cosby is fueled by rage. There's a perk to being Ghost Dad. The angrier you are, the louder your voice. He's like a genie coming out of Bobby's phone. He screams into his face.
The bitch on the phone? Put the bitch on the phone? The bitch can't make it to the phone. I'm here, though. And if you so much as call, talk to, think about Diana, so help me, I'll do things to you. You, the devil. Worse. I'm from the phone company.
When Cosby is angry, people listen. But he is only seen when he is barely seen.
Well, I hardly know him as to know him well.
There's this Michael Che joke. Michael Che is a black comedian. His fan wants a photo. It's nighttime. The flash doesn't go off. Michael Che is black. He knows he is not in that picture. But the fan is embarrassed. Michael Che doesn't think he should be embarrassed. He says, "That's not racism, it's physics."
I now can see the darkness of lightness. I love light.
Perhaps it seems strange that an invisible man should need light, desire light, love light. Maybe it's exactly because I'm invisible.
Blackness is a metaphor for invisibility. Or is invisibility a metaphor for blackness? 2 or 3 things we know about Cosby. 1. Even when he is invisible, the audience always hears Ghost Dad.
Sometimes you see him and sometimes you don't, and you know you're in trouble when the best times are when you don't.
2. Cosby's voice is part of the comedy. 3. Cosby is black. No one in Ghost Dad mentions race, but the villains of the film are Cosby's rich white bosses. They are so villainous and so white. The score is by Henry Mancini. The score is heard when Cosby can't speak. The score plays when white people or children are screaming. Ghost Dad is a comedy. Sometimes it's funny, but watching it is sort of like watching really terrible porn. You expect things from comedy, to laugh. You expect things from porn, too, to be hot. I was watching a cuckold scene the other day. Sounded kinda hot. Lady fucking a dude while other dude watches. I didn't know if it was going to be my thing, but I knew there would be sex in it, and I wanted to watch some folks have sex. But then they are having sex, and then they are racist. One of the guys is black. The lady mentions it, and then all this racist shit happens. It's like hot, hot, hot. Racism! It's horrible. Ghost Dad is like this. Cosby does all this funny stuff, trip on a roller skate, make a birthday cake out of shaving cream, make his children laugh. But he is dead. His children don't have a father anymore.
Daddy, are you going to go away like Mommy did?
Here's the beginning of Ghost Dad. A little girl listens to a tape recording of her father's voice. We hear Cosby read The Canterville Ghost by Oscar Wilde. Before he even dies, Cosby's voice is separated from his body. To know Ghost Dad is to know the sound of his voice. My favorite fantasy. The sound of your voice lives forever. I'm going to talk about Ghost Dad with my friends now. Here are my friends. André Callot is here. He is my boyfriend and a Chicago-based video artist. Erik Wenzel is a conceptual artist and a painter. Aja Saunders is this episode's special ghost. She is the best. Aja saw Ghost Dad as a child, but has not seen it since. I will start with a provocative question. I want each of you to answer. What is your personal relationship to Ghost Dad? Andre, let's start with you.
Well, I had seen the movie on cable. I think I might have even seen it on the Disney Channel, but I can't recall. I had forgotten almost everything about it. It was not a huge part of my life, and that was when I was probably 7 or 8 years old, back in the early 90s. I didn't even have any desire to see it again until Aja had mentioned that we should see it. And so I went and I downloaded it illegally off of the Pirate Bay, and it was not easy because not a lot of people have this movie on their computer. And, there was nowhere that I could stream it. It's not like I could go down to Facets and get like a 16mm print and do a screening of my
Maybe you could. Did you try?
I assumed that
it was only available in 70mm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You don't have that projector.
Those frames are beautiful, though. I mean, you really, it's like a postcard, each individual frame. Yeah. It's great. But we weren't able to see Ghost Dad like that. So I watched it with you in our living room, and I thought it was very funny and really weird and uncomfortable.
It was sort of funny and also really funny, which is a weird combination of things.
Ghost Dad, Bill Cosby is such an incredible comic.
Yeah.
The bits where he's just doing funny stuff are so funny. Like his physical bits where he's being the Invisible Man stuff, and it's great. He's hilarious to watch doing anything. Yeah, and I found Ebert said in his review that he was unimpressed by Cosby on the big screen and that he belongs more on TV. But I was super impressed by the dramatic scenes, just as I'm impressed by his work on the Cosby Show when he's being trying to talk a kid down from a sad situation.
But you were watching it on a television, so maybe that's why it worked.
You think that
if you'd seen it projected larger, maybe it wouldn't work.
So Ghost Dad should have then been just
straight to video,
a series of episodes of the Cosby Show.
No, that would be amazing. You remember those episodes of Family Ties where Alex P. Keaton's friend died and they shot the whole thing on a black soundstage with minimal props?
I haven't seen this, but this sounds great.
They did the same thing at the end of Neon Genesis Evangelion.
They shot it on what?
No,
it's a cartoon, but the events occur and it's just people talking on a black soundstage.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. They ran out of money, that's why.
But this was crazier when they did emotional. It on Family Ties because it was this what is it, Dogtown, the Lars von Trier movie or whatever?
Dogville?
Dogville? Yeah. Dogtown and Z-Boys?
Dogtown.
Lars von Trier presents Dogtown and Z-Boys.
But, I mean, this, Family Ties was this, must-see TV thing, and then they're, I think his friend died drunk driving or something, and it was this,
It was like everything in the 80s where everything was a very special episode, which is to say Brecht. Everything is making a point, trying to teach you something. And I think Ghost Dad might have succeeded.
That's what the special episode is. It's the De Lehrstück.
Is that what the
teaching play?
The teaching play, yes. Yeah, and I think that maybe this would have worked better as a TV, because I actually think the moral of this film is so good.
What is the moral of this
film? The moral of this film, Aja, is...
Wait, hold on. What is it? Asia's the one who saw it, who told us to see it. You tell us what
Yeah, what is
Yeah,
what is... Yeah,
okay,
no, you're right.
This is my relationship to the movie, so I haven't seen it.
Can you talk about your personal relationship with Ghost Dad?
That was my question, my provocative question.
Since I've seen it, probably more.
Just why it's more
every time I just think about it, I laugh because it's just such a ridiculous concept to me. My dad dying would not be funny to me in any sort of way. Even if he was a ghost, I wouldn't be like, "Hi, Jinx." I'd be, this is emotionally wrought.
Yeah.
I watched it when I was a kid. I think my dad rented it. We rented movies a lot, and I don't remember it being funny, really. I think it's funny to me now because Ghost, I think the title was funny to me just because it's so simple. It's the basic description. There's a ghost dad that's
it's high concept.
A ghost dad.
What if there were a ghost dad?
And here's what happened. Yeah. What did your dad think of it? Do you remember? Was he like, "Oh God"? Is this
no, I don't think so. I don't.
He's like, that's exactly what it's like to be a ghost dad.
I don't remember his reaction to it. I feel like I've watched it more than once when I was a kid, though. The one scene I remember is Cosby's girlfriend comes over.
Yeah,
and they're
the sex scene.
They're like, he can't see you right now.
Oh yeah.
And then he gives a message to Cosby or to Ghost Dad through the little girl, and it's all blanks, you can blankety blank blank. You can fill in the blanks later. I thought that part was funny when I was a kid because it's cursing.
When he goes over to make up with her,
And make out.
he's getting a hand job in that scene.
And he's doing this,
I don't remember this part.
Oh, yeah, no, and he's doing this, like, he's like, ooh, he's, like, making all these, like, horrible sounds.
Yeah,
So if he's in the dark, he also is tangible? Is this what...
He's always tangible. That's
But
the
he's
thing.
not, though, because
if
the
he
bus drives through him.
concentrates.
Yeah,
if
the
he
bus
concentrates.
if he concentrates, there are
The
rules.
reason why I thought of Ghost Dad is because someone posted a
This isn't
gif
Vietnam.
of him being the bus going through him. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Ghost Dad's a movie that I saw.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
I relate to this gif.
Can I, you know, I always, on podcasts, they always say, oh, you can cut this out, and then they never do because you hear them say that. So. But I have an issue with something you stated in your monologue.
Great.
Yeah.
I disagree with it.
Excellent.
Okay.
He's invisible with the flashlight. That's how he scares the kid. Because he comes up to the kid and he sees Bill Cosby in the dark and he goes, oh yeah, la! And then he shoves the flashlight in his face and his face disappears.
It doesn't, though. You know, okay, so this
But you
is
see
the
the
thing.
sunglasses or something.
No. Okay, so this is the thing that I had a thought about this with the Bobby scene. I wondered if it was possible that we only hear his voice. Like, he just comes through and is like, put the bitch on the phone! And it's like, maybe the audience
Bobby
is seeing
can't see him?
but Bobby can't. This is my conspiracy theory.
They don't do a great job of letting us know as viewers what we are seeing because we are in this omniscient third-person perspective and what we're seeing because we're sharing a perspective with the characters.
Yeah, I mean, it's Cosby's movie. Like, he is the main character, so you're assuming that you're seeing everything through his eyes, but what if you're
This was
Bobby is afraid of him after that, though, right?
Because he strangles
Yeah,
him.
because of his voice.
Because then he sees him, then but he knows it's him.
But his
But his
bedroom's
scary
dimly lit.
his angry voice isn't the same as his normal ghost Cosby voice. So it could just be a ghost strangling you if you can't see
Wouldn't
him.
it be far more terrifying if he doesn't see him and is just strangled by this invisible thing?
I think it's I think I'd be more freaked out by seeing like Genie half body
come out of the
phone because I'd be like,
yeah.
I believe in like I believe I can experience a ghost like in my room, but like a ghost that comes through the phone, that just blows my mind.
Because he's not a ghost anymore at that point. He's something else.
Well, he's capable of astral projection, which is something Andre pointed out to me before I wrote the thing. I was like, oh my God, I guess he is.
But to go back to, I think that his face disappears because he shines a flashlight on it, and that's why he's freaked out because he still sees the hat and the coat and everything.
But we as the audience see his body and his face.
But you see his body because that's not lit by the flashlight.
So what's your
You see his
relationship with the movie?
Yeah,
You're
Aaron,
like-
I want everyone to answer the question.
Yeah, no. What is your relationship with the film? Aaron?
Well, I was aware of it growing up, but I felt like it was just one of those movies that I knew I wouldn't.
Familiar with the title?
It conjured certain images in my head when I heard of the title. Well, actually, as with
Certain
many
images or one image or
well, yeah, specific. Actually, I was gonna say a lot of images I see or a lot of movies. I'll hear the movie and I just see the image of the poster, or the video box. So when I hear Ghost Dad, I see his like, I'm coming at the door, and the kids are all like stacked up. But I also knew I just kind of knew that wouldn't be a movie I would see, and it was growing up. There were movies that like other kids saw, and I knew this would be a movie I wouldn't see, and I felt like it was like I don't know, like I maybe
like a part of cultural life that was just
that
never,
I just was not privy to.
It was just never going to be a part of your life.
That like my other kid, and I mean there's strata of this, but it's the way like we didn't have Nintendo growing up, or we didn't get a VCR till very late, and so I just was like aware of these things in the world that I was not participating in. The way like you have friends, then they all saw like Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, and you just like then years later you see it on TV, and then you're like, oh, now I'm participating in this movie phenomenon.
I remember watching Adventures in
Dad
Babysitting.
made sure I saw that. He was like, "This movie's awesome. You need to watch this."
But I didn't see it because I was born like too late to have experienced it as a teenager. So I watched it with my friend later because the guy from Rent is in it. Anthony Rapp plays the like annoying teenage dude in it. And I remember watching it and I was like, oh, this must have been an important experience for someone else, Like maybe that's what it's like to watch Ghost Dad as a kid.
But I think but also seeing that, I don't know, there was also this like the families that were together and weren't. And I mean, although my family eventually split up, it was late. So that was also weird. Like everyone I knew growing up, everyone I knew growing up, like their families were divorced early, so it was also weird for my parents to get divorced much later.
It's a little bit morbid, but I think that there's a thing that happens when you're a kid and you know somebody whose parents got divorced and your parents haven't gotten divorced yet, and they're sort of like more like hip than you.
Yeah, and they're more worldly, and so I felt like that was a movie for kids who'd like had more life.
Well, it's just
like they've been exposed to more things.
I think I might have seen it
At
because
least
it was like
one
a
thing
black
has happened to
family
them.
movie.
Right.
You saw what?
I think I might have seen it because it was a black family movie. It's something I'm realizing now because I connected in my mind with the movie Blank Man. Do you guys remember Blank
what
Man?
movie?
No.
Yes, no, I saw that movie.
I do not remember this.
I think
Robert
Cosby's actually
Townsend.
in it.
No,
as,
that's Meteor Man.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of that. Blank Man's something different.
Yeah, Blank
Meteor
Man was a different movie. Blank Man was the one where the guy...
That's Damon Wayans, and you're like,
Damon
farts.
Wayans. That's what I was thinking.
Right, no.
No, but Meteor Man, Cosby was in there as a homeless dude.
Meteor Man.
Also bad.
Cosby played a homeless guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was the guy. He played
He-
the way we would all. He was the more realistic person because he was the person. He played the way we would all act if we got superpowers. Like he's fucking around, making people.
Oh yeah, but
He
at
does
the
all
end,
the stuff
he's
he
like a
used to get-
hero, isn't he? He like
Right.
saves someone's life.
But he's much more of a real
But like
person.
Ghost Dad and Meteor Man, which are both very very plain names. I think those are two movies that are connected in my mind because they were like black family movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Also, is
mom
Meteor Man,
actually
like,
made a point of. We're going to see Meteor Man. This is like I've read about it.
It's awesome.
It's
I
a
will go.
wholesome family comedy. It's got superheroes.
There's
It's
a
got
lot of
it's
heart.
Ghost Dad is
adventure.
not
But it was
wholesome.
also clever, and
Yeah.
it seemed to have something in it that was worth thinking about.
There's a black
Yeah.
superhero in that movie. You don't ever.
Yeah, Robert
That's
Townsend was
controversial
a
now.
really cool, funny, smart
he
comic.
made- He did television too, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, he did a bunch of stuff. He did a bunch of independent movies. He did a Hollywood Shuffle.
So was
Yeah.
the script just better than Ghost Dad? Is that the main problem with
Yeah,
Ghost
it's
Dad?
no, definitely. I mean,
No,
it wasn't
the
it wasn't about a
acting.
dead dad. Like I think that's what
It was
how
complicated.
this
It was a
movie
whole
sticks out in my
universe.
mind. Like dead dads aren't funny, but
They're-
they made
no,
a movie
no.
about it.
But, but
Meteor
there's-
Man was a whole world. It was Black Superman. And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
had every
Like the whole neighborhood
the whole-
was black.
Yeah, and all the characters were like written and fleshed out and developed. It was like a whole world.
It was like black people have feelings.
I mean, the thing about this
And
movie,
the
though,
Gold Lords have style.
is his teenage daughter in this movie seems so underwritten until and like underperformed as like the actor does. But then at the end, when she dies and
I
then
forgot
comes
that
back,
happens to a, I saw a
and
clip.
the part where I'll go back to my body if you go back to yours. Is like it's just like, oh, we're now like I'm a grown up now. That was her like bat mitzvah. She's like, okay, I died and now I'm back.
I think
And that
it's
was
definitely where
ghost.
Death happened was funny before, but as soon as like a child died, then it's like actually this is a even though she's flying around like it's like a fun time, like
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
she
But
trip
she's
on a
having a great time
roller
because she
skate or
loves being
something
dead.
really
She's 'cause
stupid?
yeah,
being
but
dead
that's
is
when we're
better
like,
than
you
being a
know
teenager.
what? Teenagers can't die. I think it's when you were like the feeling or the view of death in the movie definitely shifts because it's like now no one should be having fun.
When I saw that, can we swear on this podcast?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so my response, because she trips like on a roller skate or something, right? Isn't it like, I mean,
And then she
like,
falls
the
down the
callback at the
stairs.
beginning of the film. Yeah,
she
yeah.
dies in the most stupid way ever.
Do her siblings find her?
No, she
that's-
does it in front of everyone. Like it's this like
They
they're
all
fighting
watch
and they're
her
running
fall
around,
down
yeah.
the stairs and break her neck.
Oh my god! Least funny thing I can think of is watching my sister die. Just want to point that out.
But it was like it was cheesy too. It was like she's gonna slip on a banana peel. Like it was
Yeah,
like she
yeah,
stepped on a like old roller skate or something. And so my reaction,
One of those like I told those kids to put their toys
yeah,
away.
exactly. I think he says something like that. Like
Yeah.
I think there's like even, and I saw I knew you can see it coming a mile away, and my response was
They
just, oh,
zoom
for
into the
fuck's
skate.
sake.
I feel like there's this thing that happens in this movie though where
That was the cursing you were asking
Yeah.
about? Okay, well,
there's
that's fine.
it's all a series of really what would be really banal, boring, stupid jokes. But because the stakes are so high, which is to say like their father is dead and like they're gonna be impoverished because he can't get life insurance, the jokes become like darkly funny.
They're also hiding it, right?
Well, they're
Like,
not,
he's
Which
dead.
I find
they're
is
not
the most
super funny jokes, but
I think
They're not haha funny.
they're not really funny jokes, but the stakes are so incredibly
Yeah.
high that you're captured.
That's what I'm.
You're
yeah.
captivated.
Is that I had to ask you about this movie because I haven't seen it. So is that like their struggle is that they're trying to get health?
It was originally the movie was originally called Thursday, and I think
it was written for Steve Martin. Yeah.
That's whoa.
And I guess
there's a whole historical background for this movie.
I want to say that the most unrealistic, impossible part to suspend your belief is that he would be an executive lawyer and not have fucking life insurance. I'm just that's not really I'll buy into the concept of a ghost
he's a
dad.
lawyer.
He's almost
a lawyer without life insurance.
Oh yeah, you're right. He's almost a partner because these
that's
it's just so I will buy into the it's been well established that people can be ghosts and come back and try to
we know that there's such a thing as a ghost dad. That is with
right there.
But no one
we understand the science.
The science is there.
But but that is just that's fucking bullshit. Not even in George Bush's America.
Well, he explains it. He has a heartbreaking speech where he says, I had life insurance. I cashed it in. We owned this house. I mortgaged it. I needed to spend as much money as I possibly could to save your mother's life, and it didn't work, and she died, and that's why we're broke.
Which is another problem I have.
And then afterwards, the little girl, that's when the little girl says, she's the littlest one. She's 5 or something.
The littlest one, the one who's hobbling in on a
yeah, the one who's God bless us, everyone.
Yeah.
She says, are you gonna go away like mommy did? And that she says that after he says that, that speech triggers that response. It's fucking devastating. This is a comedy.
The whole
But
thing
this is
devastating.
that's another thing. So what? The mom doesn't count? She doesn't get to be a ghost? She's just fucking done with her?
Maybe
no,
she
they explain it in the movie.
That was a slow death. It's a long. This one's a sudden death. That's what ghosts usually come from.
Right.
In the movie, it's explained.
Business. Yes.
In the movie, it's explained that it's because it's a hereditary trait.
Really?
That's
this
why.
happens in the last 15 minutes.
That's why. That's why it happens to Cosby.
Ghosts run in the
and it happens to his daughter.
And it happened to his dad. That's why.
Happened to his dad. That's right.
And that's when it has the St. Elsewhere moment, and you realize that Ghost Dad exists in the same universe as Donnie Darko. Because
his dad was a ghost hopping around in a bunny costume.
Ghost wearing a bunny suit.
Wait, but there was that weirdo English guy that tells him all this. Oh, the guy that's named.
I forgot about that.
Oh my god.
He's got a woman's
name. His name is Edith.
Yeah.
Edith.
And they're like, it's a girl's name.
It's Edith.
Oh yeah, someone comes around and explains things to him.
It's named after my grandmother.
What I remember of the movie,
so he was named after a woman.
What I remember of the movie is more that he has they have a ghost dad, right? So there's a dad, but
right? Yeah,
dad that's a ghost.
And they had to hide it from people.
There's definitely at least one ghost dad in this
movie. There is a
movie.
ghost dad, right? And what I remember is that they just had to have him be there without people figuring it out. That's what I remember, not the whole life insurance struggle.
He needs to stay. Well, there's this weird thing that the highest stake in the movie for me, other than the dangling piece of steak, is that
the steak.
He needs to make it to Thursday. Because he could vanish at any point. They don't know exactly the rules of his ghosthood.
Is he slowly vanishing? Is he one of those ghosts?
No.
Sometimes he flickers in and out.
Yeah,
he does.
And it's when he is losing
his connection with
his
life.
family, his connection with his loved ones.
This is the moral. It's a very good moral.
Right.
See that goes back to
we keep ghosts alive. Is that what you're saying?
No,
sorry.
There are two deaths. There is the death when you die, and there's the death when you are forgotten.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's really good.
But that goes back to my personal relationship with the story, where I also as a kid perceived this is about absentee parents, and it made me think of that
was Andre's first thought when we started.
This is about parents who work too much. This is about parents who get divorced. This is about you're not thinking about family values.
Hence Cosby. Yeah.
And so that to me is maybe also my parents aren't divorced and my mom stays at home, so I don't need this movie. We don't need that lesson.
Don't need the movie.
Everybody needs Ghost Dad.
He's above the Ghost Dad.
Oh yeah. No, I was just it's just one of those where you're
well, the way that
trying to figure out as a kid how you can somehow
you try to
know
relate to it.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I'm I don't relate to this. So
that's your relationship to it, is that you don't relate to it.
Because and I mean I think Andre does make a good point though, that there is this certain cachet kids had for certain things happening like that. And
is there just the two girls? Is there a brother too?
Yeah.
There was the brother, and he helps this is part of the moral that I'm getting to, where he helps the brother the middle kid, succeeded his magic trick because he's really into
that's
magic.
bullshit, though.
Which is the second big Invisible Man scene.
And it's like
the first one being when he goes to the doctor's office.
And we had that trunk growing. We have that exact trunk.
Yeah.
Was it full of ghosts?
No. But I think it was I think my people in the family used it to move, in like family stories where they put everything they owned in that trunk.
So they brought the old world to this country on their backs in that trunk.
Yeah, but it might have just been bringing New Orleans to Michigan State University.
All right.
But
so
it's like it's
just
very...
a whole bunch of muffalettas, however many you can fit in a box.
Oh yeah, it's a very trunky trunk though. It's got leather handles. It's
like a platonic trunk. Like it exemplifies trunkiness.
It does. And ours has Wenzel written across it in all capitals. And my dad did the thing where you put the extra horizontal line through the Z.
Oh yes, that's how you do it.
And you also it has that latch, the lock that flops up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I know.
And you can never do that on this trunk because at some point. When we moved overseas, the family lived in Aruba right when I was born. And so for a long time growing up, there was overseas. When we moved overseas, when we moved back from overseas.
Mm-hmm. You moved into the sea. When you moved out of the sea.
When you crawled out of the ocean.
We crawled out of the ocean with this sea chest.
And you dusted the sand off your gills. And you decided to be a human family.
But we lost that small key, so you can never lock this trunk because it would be impossible to unlock it. And all your GoBots and big trucks are in there.
There's this moment, though. I feel like the trunk scene is... Maybe there are other ones...
exemplifies helicopter parents because he just does everything for that kid's project.
Well,
You know what they should have done? They should have faked... They should have had, No, that wouldn't work out. Never mind.
I was thinking...
It's not easy to fix Ghost Dad. If it were easy to fix Ghost Dad...
Ghost Dad.
We would be having a very different
conversation.
When
are we getting the remake is my question.
No, I think that
and who would be cast
the
in
big
it?
problem with this movie, the reason that it was impossible for Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby and the two guys who wrote...
They should be able to handle it.
They wrote Short Circuit and they wrote
beautiful.
Batteries Not Included.
Those are two of my favorite movies when I was a kid. I'm really into robots.
What if it was a ghost robot, Dad? Oh, they put his soul in a robot because the body dies.
And have souls.
Now, Eric, you're
Johnny Five is alive.
You're familiar with another film that was written by this duo, which was Heart and Souls.
Yes.
What's that?
Starring Robert Downey Jr. Tell us about that movie.
That sounds familiar.
Well, it's notable because they used...
I can't even get it out.
Actual hearts and actual souls to make it?
No, they didn't use actual souls. They used Robert Downey Jr.
And I think Tom Sizemore.
Oh, he's great. Oh, my God. Would his star ever
Back
stop
when he
shining?
was Tom Size Less.
No, when I think of Heart and Souls, I think that my sister loved that movie and that I was really interested because this was the first time they heavily used computers and not necessarily Photoshop, but Photoshop-like techniques because there are lots of scenes. So I think it's about a bus of people, maybe Jennifer Jason Leigh. A
bus of just Jennifer Jason Leigh.
And it's not Lee's. FYI, it's not Lee's with an S. It's like Moose. It's the plural of Jennifer Jason Leigh. Yeah, I have 100 head of Jennifer Jason Leigh. I think it's a 1960s city bus, probably in California.
Hold on a second. I want to say that I've always felt like Jennifer Jason Leigh's name sounds like the name of a Nick Cave song. Like some murder ballad about some horrible, monstrous killer named Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Like Stagger Lee, but Jennifer Jason Leigh? Is that what you're going for?
It makes me think more of like a kid's poem about like an annoying girl at school. Jennifer Jason Leigh, everybody loves.
Anyway, you were saying
it's all the best grades and Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yeah, well,
anyway,
things started out pretty rough for her.
I don't know. Let's not get into it. Both her parents were ghost dads.
Well, she had a real life ghost dad because
ghost gay dads.
Her father was killed on the set of
That's right.
the Twilight Zone movie.
The Twilight Zone movie?
Yeah, he was the guy in the first section who's the racist, and no, it's not the very first section, but he died in a stunt accident where a helicopter crashed into him and decapitated him, and killed the two little Vietnamese children that he was carrying in his arms.
Wait.
Oh my God.
And this happened when she was a little child, so Jennifer Jason Leigh never really even got to... Vic Morrow, her dad,
she
the
never
actor.
even knew her father.
Yeah, and...
is she actually in Heart and Souls, or am I just saying that?
I believe her family sued... John Landis and Steven Spielberg, the creators of the Twilight Zone movie, for damages for, I guess, I don't know, like reckless endangerment or something. The same way that the filmmakers are being sued right now for that movie where that grip got hit by a train.
Oh, wasn't that for? I thought that was for Batman.
It's not Batman.
No.
It's not Batman. You might think that it was Batman, but in fact, it wasn't Batman. No, it wasn't.
It was the.
Was it Snowpiercer? Was it hit by the Snowpiercer?
There was no train in.
that was a confusion.
That was the government lying to you.
But I think the reason I wanted to bring up the magic trick is that it seems to me that in general, Bill Cosby uses his ghostly powers to terrorize people. Like, he terrifies an old white man. He terrifies 2 children.
Okay, I have a question.
And then he just helps his son, and that's
Were
like his
those
one good
people
deed.
shitty to him while he was alive? Was it like a revenge tale?
I feel like the guy at the office, the old guy who's just like scared in the men's bathroom, the urinal,
like his face.
He's just like. There's also like this weird like Mr. Bones sort of thing where like Bill Cosby's doing a bit as a ghost with the skeleton where he's like moving the skeleton around, and then the old guy's like.
The whole thing is like a moral tale because the people who suffer, who aren't in the family, because the family ends up okay at the end. Yeah. The people who are terrorized by the ghost are the people who deserve it because they are cruel
White.
or
like actually.
Well,
it's awesome.
Just as a side, because I know all of our listeners will be wanting to write in.
God, yeah.
Because that's how you first get listeners, is that you say something wrong and then everyone writes in. We're thinking of Kira Sedgwick in Heart and Souls, not Jennifer Jason.
Yeah, Jennifer Jason Leigh was
Kevin Bacon's wife.
Jennifer Jason Leigh was in different stuff back then. She wasn't in that kind of movie. She was in like serious indie dramas, like
Raising Arizona,
Flesh and Blood,
Mrs. Parker and the Vicious Circle, like Georgia. She was doing dark stuff. She wasn't doing lightweight romantic comedies.
I think like Ensemble Dead People is pretty fucking dark. I'm surprised that co-starring Robert Downey Jr. is Charles Grodin.
Labyrinth?
No, that was Jennifer Connelly.
And I was correct that Tom Sizemore does, in fact. You want to say Michael Madsen when you think of Heart and Souls, but really you should be saying Tom
So these
Sizemore.
people that I'm talking about, right? Like you have these
this
screenwriters
from the 60s.
The
writers.
The writers who wrote a bunch of successful movies.
Mm-hmm.
You had Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby, who had made a series of films, 3 films, starting with Uptown Saturday Night back in the 70s, that were funny and financially successful and very cool, good movies that everybody should watch. And what was it about this script and this premise that all these professionals who'd been working for a very long time, all the DP, the editor, everybody was all industry veterans who were great at their jobs. What went wrong?
Well, Ebert says it's just Bill Cosby is bad at acting in movies.
But he wasn't. He did a good job in this.
But he was just coming off of Leonard Six.
But I don't know if we were
Leonard Part
ready.
6.
I'm not ready.
The world wasn't ready for Ghost Dad.
I just think it's a ridiculous concept.
It is.
So
I think
concept
it was
is
too
the problem.
old-timey. It was too... I don't know. I can understand why you would say that physical comedy is funny, but to me...
I can understand why you would be wrong.
But as a kid, I don't know. As a kid, I just was always like, I don't know. Like, I was listening to something the other day where they're like, do you remember those moments where kids, like, hear a really old joke for the first time and they crack up?
Yeah.
And that joy you have because you don't know it's a pun, or like you just get a pun or something.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like I've never had that moment with slapstick that it's just I've always gotten that it was slapstick and it was just blah.
No, kids love slapstick. They love when people fall or fight.
I don't know.
I think the kids like farts. I think this is maybe my sound bias, but I think they just like the noises of things.
No,
that
like
not
the
There's just something funny about someone falling when they ought not fall.
I liked Scooby-Doo as a kid, but I never actually like laughed at the slapstick of it. Do you know what I mean? Like
of them running with their legs going in
really
circles in midair.
Like I get it. Like I don't know. Look, clearly I'm an asshole. So like,
No,
you can just
I'm
imagine
not saying
me
you're an asshole. I'm just saying kids like when people fall.
I'm just saying, like, there's like 8-year-old Eric, and I'm like, I get it. You're running. It's okay. Let's solve this mystery.
It's possible
Wasting
that
time.
it's possible that Ebert had a point when he said that the rules don't make sense.
Oh, they definitely do not.
The rules are
So
a
why
big.
do you care if if it's not consistent? Like the rules of the universe aren't consistent. Why would you
aren't.
care about the character? You know?
If it's a big jumbled mess, the rules, then the little kids in the audience are watching and they're like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And if you lose them on the plot, then they don't know the stakes in each scene, and then each scene, you're just wasting your time.
I think I agree with that, and I think there's this thing where kids are kids don't actually find anything funny. They're trying to learn what the rules of humor are. So when people make puns and they get them and they recognize them, they're laughing because they understand something and the world makes sense in that moment. I think that's what's happening when you're watching a movie like Ghost Dad where none of the rules cohere, nothing really makes sense. There's nothing to laugh at because you're not, as a child, you're not able to feel like you're...
It's more like a Luis Buñuel thing where you're just watching all this stuff and you're like, none of this is...
Especially that part when
Which is the
Ghost Dad
world.
cuts the horse's eye open.
Oh my God, that part was so moving. I felt really emotional about the eye. Yeah.
He's like, horse, why?
I think I don't like slapstick because I know it's fake. It's funnier when you see a thing on YouTube and it's like a dog horribly miscalculates jumping
Well,
somewhere.
they did slapstick when they didn't have YouTube.
But like slapstick is like, I know they're not.
Look how smart I am when I move this way.
They're like planning it, but it's
the thing, Eric, that you're talking about the dog, right? Like I talked in the past with you about this essay that Henry Bergson wrote about Henri Bergson, pardonnez-moi.
It's a peculiar essay.
He wrote a essay about why funny cat videos on the internet are funny. And he said it's because it's sort of shocking and disrupting and upsetting to us on an emotional and psychological level to imagine that animals have the same experience of the world and the same personal qualities and personality types as a human being does.
Yeah. Like the animal that therefore I am, that was that Derrida who wrote about that? How he was embarrassed his cat saw him naked at getting out of the shower, and he was like, wait a second, why am I embarrassed my cat sees me naked? He's like, I have to write a book.
Because he's looking at it with judgment.
Yeah, he's like, look, because cats have that, it's the way that we read faces.
They get it.
We read cats' faces as severe because we're transposing like a
But
those videos
exactly
do
why
reveal
I don't
personality.
Want a cat, 'cause
like
I don't feel any of that when I look at a cat. I'm just looking at a cat. Dogs like that, I project those feelings onto dogs, cats. I'm just like, what's going on?
But when you see a cat,
like an actual
cat gets startled by a noise and
it acts the way we do,
and it behaves. It has a similar fear response. Yeah. A cat, it pounces on a thing that it really wants, and you're able to like say, that cat experiences desire. Yeah. And you're seeing all these things that you imagine are unique human experiences, but you're seeing them mapped onto this creature which is not sentient.
But it is sentient because they're capable of complex interactions. I mean, like when you said the thing about there's different personalities, I think of those videos where there's like a house that has multiple cats and there's always there's 2 cats and then one above it, and the one is like provoking. Mm-hmm. Like there's this very specific one where there's
it's a power dynamic playing.
Yeah, and it like pokes one of the cats. And then the cat turns around and he's like, oh, well, you're standing right behind me and somebody just bit my tail. It's you. And then that cat smacks him. And then you're like, no, it was the one up above it. Like it's like a middle baby and oldest child. And like clearly the cat up there is like fucking with him in one way or another. Like he's like, watch this.
But it's a power thing. I mean,
oh yeah.
But
cats
I
are
wonder
all about power.
And I wonder about sentience though, because I wonder is Cosby as a ghost, I mean, we barely see him when he's alive, except at the beginning, and they like trick you the whole time into like, is he gonna die now?
That is the sickest part of the movie.
Poitier, why are you such a like sadist? He's like doing a Laura Mulvey thing. I don't even know. He's like trying to like make you upset.
But that's a trope thing when something's gonna happen.
And then you're
right,
just like,
yeah,
waiting.
the movie is called Ghost Dad. The title comes on at the beginning,
know
just
what's
in case
gonna
you didn't
happen.
remember the title of the movie you bought a
This
ticket to
movie
go see.
can't
I would say
He's
the
alive.
bullshit of the dog killing the people in Beetlejuice is where they have that weird like Bridges of Madison County car accident and there's a dog standing on a plank.
We were talking
There are a
before
lot of
about
similarities between Beetlejuice
and Ghost Dad, because Beetlejuice and Ghost Dad are both about, they start with a car going off a bridge and then these people dying and becoming ghosts.
And none of the rules are
Also,
consistent.
the way that President
but
movie
they're not.
starts.
There's no kids involved.
Well, there's Winona Ryder.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she like wants. She's like, I'd
moves
rather
into
my
their
parents
house and
be
he's
dead
like,
than
oh,
have
look,
Catherine
friends.
O'Hara. Yeah.
There's like
She's-
more like ghost friends than ghost dad
She's
as a whole in
not
the
their
world.
she's not their
Okay,
child
so
either.
what is it about Beetlejuice that takes this very similar premise and makes it so much more successful and fun to watch?
The writing is better.
Like,
No, he's like all like id, isn't he? He's just like
Yeah, he's like
all just like
Anton
he's like
Sugar.
eating,
Yeah,
fucking
in
having fun, drinking. He's just like
it's a force of nature. Yeah,
you want to be his friend because he's having the most. He's the ghost with the most. He's having the most fun.
yeah.
My dad was
That's one
so
of-
angry about that movie because he was aware of a planet or a star.
Betelgeuse.
And he's like, they're saying it wrong.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite movies too.
So upset.
So,
And
I know,
Beetlejuice
it's
is like,
great.
no, you're saying it wrong.
So that's I know
Never
that's
realized
why
that
we didn't
Beetlejuice
see
talked
that
like
movie
this.
because that did not fit with science.
I'm glad.
It's Betelgeuse.
I think,
man, what kind
Yeah,
of
but
movie is
Ghost
that guy
Dad,
like?
now that's a movie that fits into
well,
our understanding
but
of the
I think
universe.
that Asia is right though. It's he's this force of nature. He's
It's
the
not
villain.
sad. He's a funny ghost.
He's the person
actually
you're
a
dealing
funny
with.
ghost.
Yeah.
Whereas a dead dad is not a
Oh,
funny
yeah,
ghost.
no. That's a very important distinction.
Yeah.
Because Bill Cosby
He's a
in
cool
Ghost
ghost,
Dad,
not a regular
he's
ghost.
not a
Yeah.
funny ghost. He's a funny guy who died.
Exactly.
He's
Yes.
a
And then
there are
Greek,
these
but it's
amazing-
also so
Exactly.
Greek. That's why it's so dead. It's like, it's like a Greek tragedy.
Yeah,
or
is it
it's
a tragedy
pastiche
and not a
because
comedy?
it totally is. It's like what's the one, Antigone or something, where you're like we just fucking, these are the rules and we're gonna do it. So even though
Beetlejuice is Creon? Is that what's going on?
no,
'Cause
there's
I'm into
parts
this.
we don't know about.
You can't bury your brother in the desert until you say his name 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. No, it is. It's like, it's not like there's nothing at stake because it's just he's enacting this rote thing, which
Oh,
is
you're
like,
right. He
you
has
have
a
this
thing-
much time.
Yeah.
You're gonna do that thing. There's gonna be some chills, thrills, and spills.
So
but
is
we all know
Is-
that ultimately
We know what the bounds are. It's Aristotelian.
Is
We
that
know
what-
where
Yeah.
it's happening. We know what time it's occurring within. We know who is involved. We know all of the specifics. There is no question about
Which is
any
why,
of the details.
Which
So
is
that's
why I would
why-
argue that
yeah.
the rules of the universe don't matter because it's just some fucked up stuff's gonna happen. But in the end, he's gonna get the insurance, and it's just gonna be all made right at the end because he's being taught this moral lesson about hubris and all this bullshit.
But I think there's like a weird temporal difference though between Beetlejuice and Ghost Dad, where yes, we know that this is a comedy, it has to work out in the end, like he's gonna come back to life or something, but we don't know exactly what's gonna happen. So we're still a little anxious, and that's why it's not funny. Whereas in Beetlejuice, you know exactly what's going on, like it's Aristotelian, like you said, like we have this timeline, we know what this has to happen, and this has to happen, and this has to happen. She has to get married, there's like all this thing, there's a plan that needs to be thwarted.
They go way out of their way
Yeah.
to give speech after speech of expository dialogue,
Of what's
making
gonna
sure
happen
that you,
next.
the audience, know
what
what
movie are we talking about?
Beetlejuice is a better, more comfortable movie to watch because it hits those Aristotelian benchmarks. Where
But it was
it's
also
like,
more appropriate to the
also-
time. Ghost
Yes.
Dad is like a
also he's not their father, and he's not dead.
Ghost Dad
Yeah.
is like a 1950s movie, and I think that's because like it's Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier making it. They're making a Scopes monkey trial type movie, or like I'm just thinking of these like highlight they're making 12 Angry Men of like ghost movies.
I'm looking at a picture right now of Eddie Murphy and Sidney Poitier and Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby, and Sidney Poitier is wearing a ghost. They're like playing softball, and they're like wearing Harlem Night shirts, but Sidney Poitier is
It
the
was
only
Harlem
one.
Nights versus Ghost Dad.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
That's
in
a
this picture
real
right now.
event that occurred in the world.
I want
Yeah.
everyone to know this, and
They were making those two movies at the studio at the same time, And
they played
because this, that this is from another time and another place because there were 2 movies being made in Hollywood with black casts at the exact same time.
Well, no,
I thought about replacing this picture as my new desktop picture and like just getting rid of my baby nephew, being like, this is the new one. Like, I want to look at this every
This is what I really care about.
Beetlejuice under Tim Burton is younger. He understands his time.
Yeah.
The actors understand their time.
And this was a concept Ghost Dad's concept was developed way earlier, and they just like carry.
And Ghost Dad is clear. It's an old movie. It's like like the Shaggy Dog or something.
Accept the campiness of Beetlejuice when they're
right.
Like especially when he's like in the waiting room with the other dead people, like the shrunken head, the woman who committed suicide. The sawed in half magician's assistant.
But it's
all camp.
But it's like, and as a result of its campiness, it becomes more tasteful, I think, than Ghost Dad, which is sort of, I mean, it's really abject the way that they have no actual, like, narrative limits imposed. Like, you still are, like, wondering what's going to happen by, like, 20 minutes. There are 20 minutes left in the movie, and you're like, I wonder how they're going to resolve this, you know? And in Beetlejuice, you know exactly what's going to happen. And sorry, go on.
The Ghost Dad thing, too, it's like, because it has this very, like, Disney 60s, like, kooky, straightforward plot.
It is very much like Disney fantasy movies from the 60s and 70s.
And then they just throw,
movie.
But then they like
Blackbeard's Ghost.
Right, exactly. But then they throw in this twist of like, well, the mom will be dead or something. So I also feel like the studio or the writers are like, well, what's going on in the 90s? Well, the divorce
what's going
rate's
on in
up
the
or
90s?
something. Like it just the whole thing reads, basically like how Bill Cosby's been characterized now, which is like out of touch and like curmudgeonly and
he
like
might
he's just
actually
like
be terrible.
Let me tell you. I'm just trying to do an excited.
You are doing that.
You are, Okay. You're always already.
It's
doing
incredibly
Bill Cosby.
tempting to do the Cosby voice because
I really want it.
It's so funny. Someone was telling me, it might have been Kath Barbadora, our friend Eleanor, that a foreign kid, a kid
some
not
damn
from the
foreigner
United States at Grinnell asked everyone who Bill Cosby was, and everyone just started doing the voice and being like, "Oh, the pudding and the sweaters and the pudding," and then she's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." You
go to the Cosby voice because that's
the pudding. Yeah,
this movie.
No, she's like, "You love pudding."
Bill Cosby movies don't
about?
need to be movies; they could be radio shows. This is my like.
It would have been much better as a radio
I
show.
agree.
No, but there's great physical bits, great visual. When he sings through that carpet in the living room
and the hand job scene and
oh god.
But you guys
visually the movie feels a lot like a Louis Buñuel film in that it's a lot of really wide shots of people interacting in a big space
and you don't know what's going to happen next.
And you feel really uncomfortable and freaked out by the events, and you can tell that it's like in the style of a joke, but it's not funny because it's so gross and sad.
Exactly.
It's
surrealist.
To make a joke, but it's surrealist.
But I guess I don't agree with your whole. I mean, I agree that Beetlejuice is way better, but I felt like it just seemed so fresh and new, and I didn't know what was going to happen. In Ghost Dad, I knew exactly what was.
Oh, really? Oh, you have the reverse experience? Oh,
yeah, that's why I'm saying why Ghost Dad was Greek, because you're like, here is a guy who's like, he's on Homer's Odyssey or whatever. He's got to bury his dead brother who died in the Peloponnesian conflict.
But
like,
this is...
He's just going to do it, and like, stuff's going to happen. It doesn't really matter because...
I think it's more for me is that I don't care... I don't care if Beetlejuice disappears or dies.
Because he's the villain. Yeah.
He's like.
I think sometimes I want him to disappear.
In a lot
because he's a dick.
He fucks
he's hanging
with
out
them
with a teenager, with an emotionally disturbed teenager, and he's just like
hot, angsty teenager.
Was she hot? She had a weird
super
hair.
hot. No, it's Winona Ryder. She's always hot. It's fine.
I mean, I think I perceive her type. I don't think he did hit on her. He did. I mean,
he did. He was a creeper.
Hey, get down here, little girl.
If this doesn't work out for him, that's the best. And it doesn't work out for him, and that's like, thank God he didn't actually marry her.
Do you think his dick's like one of those spider
the sandworms?
Snakes? Yeah, that's like the black and white.
The black and white striped sandworms.
When was he made? He was like made into this like clown thing, and his arms like unroll.
Oh yeah,
it's
then he was smashed.
Exactly
so nightmarish.
But okay, so I want to wrap up pretty soon. So I want to end with like a couple things. I want to ask what you guys imagine the moral of this film to be, and I also want to start with what my moral of the film is, which is that it's more important to spend time with your family especially when you don't know what's going to happen to you the next day, than it is to make money. Because I find that the weird experience he has where he himself doesn't know the rules of ghostiness. So he's like, I could disappear any second. I just need to make it to Thursday so my family can survive financially. And they're like, we don't care if you survive financially. We're children. We don't understand long-term things. And he's like, oh, okay, you're right. It's more important that I get to be here with you.
And that's so incredibly irresponsible for a parent, because a parent's job is to take care of the children. And
Yeah,
so he realizes
but he is taking care.
He has
they're
to
not gonna
sacrifice
die
his
if he
short-term
disappears.
emotional happiness in order to make sure that they don't have to suffer long-term trauma.
Yeah, exactly. Because if he just fucked around playing Scrabble with them or whatever they wanted, that would be really nice. But then he'd be dead, and then they're like, we've got 2 dead parents, a mortgage, no insurance.
Don't they have?
And the daughter was going to be
members?
dead.
And the daughter was going to
So
be
then
dead.
those
yeah,
two
we don't
kids
know.
end
They
up in the
might-
system.
Oh, God.
Both of their parents were only children. Please.
All right, so I want Aja to tell me what she thinks the moral is of this film.
I don't actually know. Because
It's so complicated that you just can't
it's
know.
so complex. Because I haven't seen
It
it in a
is.
long time, but I guess the moral was just to spend more time with your family, because that's where it really counts, and make plans for them in case of your death.
But you can't do both at the same time, it seems to indicate.
Well, yeah, you can hang out and talk about your whale with your kids. No, just
That's all I do with my kids. I'm taking a baseball practice and we talk
I've
about
been
my whale on
I've
the
been
way
given
home.
the message as a hey, heads up, you're the oldest. When I die, it's you're in control. My parents like send me a text literally saying that.
That's more than most people do. A lot of people
Yeah.
are caught as off guard as Bill Cosby is when he's making his arrangements after he dies. And he says, I always meant to do something about, your safety. I just didn't realize
You have to do that. Like,
I feel like Bill Cosby should be the guy on those commercials for life insurance. But Ghost Dad.
Not
As
Bill Cosby. Ghost Dad
Yeah.
should be like, you know what?
Totally.
Shit happens.
Like he could be...
I think you're so busy trying to figure out what's happening in the movie that you're not even sure what the moral is. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Other than you're glad that he's alive at the end. He's alive at the end.
You have to have
Yeah.
a concrete idea of what happens in the movie before you can get a lesson out of it.
Yeah, and
Maybe
it's
you're
hard
right,
to
yeah.
do. You're they seem to be scrambling the whole time is what I remember.
There's the whole Satan thing that we haven't even talked about.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The guy who drives...
The cab driver.
He's like,
Oh my God!
Have you accepted Satan as your Lord and Savior?
I don't remember that
Oh
at
my God,
all.
it's really good. And then Bill
At
Cosby's like,
all.
no, I mean yes. Like he doesn't
I am
know how to
Satan and I
respond.
command you to
Yeah, that's
pull this
right.
cab over.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed seeing Bill Cosby say, I am Satan.
I love the part where he's doing the Ralph Ellison thing about where he's like it's like Ralph Ellison with a twist where he's like Ralph Ellison in the opening in Invisible Man is talking about how the Invisible Man is not a celebrity, is not like an ectoplasm, but is in fact flesh and blood, but you can't see him because blackness is invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no. And it's like, yes, I'm an invisible man in the sense that I'm a black man in a white world, but you can see me because I am excess. Like, I am constituted by excess. You can only see me because I exceed your expectations of what it is to be a person in the world. And I feel like that's Cosby in The Office, and I feel like that's another moral that we get from it, too. And not a moral, more like a lesson, I guess.
Well, the thing that I liked about his interactions with people in the office after he dies is that he keeps insisting on all of these things. Like, oh, I need it to be completely dark in here. And they're like, what? Come on, give me a break. This is an office. And he's like, hey, it's got to be dark.
Yeah.
Right? And
I'm going to make partner on Thursday.
I'm also
Say
I'm
yes.
leaving in the middle of the afternoon, and I'm not telling you where I'm going. I'm going to miss meetings. And, he's like...
And they're like, he's an executive, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, he's an executive, he indicates his executiveness by being kind of a prick. Like, that's his thing.
Right, and it doesn't work
That's how
out
it
for
works,
him.
isn't it? That's how you say I'm in charge, is that you can't
Yeah.
tell me no.
But it doesn't work for him because he gets fired.
Yeah,
and
he
it's
gets
for his
fuzzy.
behavior because they actually close the merger and they fire him anyway.
And then they show up at his house later. This is the thing Ebert pointed out, too. He was like, why are they showing up at his house without, like, that is so unprofessional.
And then they
like-
leave without talking to him. And they were not waiting very long. They waited like 5 minutes. You know what you can do? Bring out some Chex Mix. fix. Okay, we saw that he has alcohol.
Drink it.
Oh, he tries to
serve them drinks.
Watching him do that like weird commedia dell'arte thing where he's like, "Oh, I'm a mime and I'm interacting with this object and I'm unsure about my permanence in the world." And he's like trying to have a glass of whiskey and he's like, and you watch him try and then he's like, "Oh, I can."
I think that was just Bill Cosby literally can't drink whiskey because he's so wholesome.
Oh, that's a good point too. I don't know. I saw it as like, but and then his son is watching him. I was like, there's so much shit going on here, Sidney Poitier. Like you're better than this script. Like it was so frustrating. Yeah. Wait, Eric, what is your opinion of the moral?
Well, I don't think my moral opinion changed from what I assumed it was about based on the previews as a child.
Yeah.
You know, about absentee parent.
Yeah.
To barely know this film is to know it well.
Yes, exactly. So I thought I would just because I took notes during the screening.
Yes.
Screening.
Please read some of your notes because they're very good.
I think these are my insights. Didn't he actually do book on tape? That was when he's reading the story to his girl. I thought, oh, I think he actually did story tapes. That's meta.
Oh yeah,
this movie should be called Shitty Dad.
Right. His biggest problem isn't that he's a ghost; it's that he's bad at this.
He's a bad dad.
He's been doing it by himself for a while now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he should figure this out.
Yeah.
Right? Give your daughter a car already. God damn it, you're a lawyer.
Right. Yeah, they live in such a nice place, and his car is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Maybe he really did put all
that
his
was one
money
of
into
my
his house.
notes. We had this car growing up, except it was pale yellow. So much foreshadowing. White guy suits are all dark, yet his is light.
Which is what
you have white men in black suits and a black man in a light gray suit. I just noticed chromatically.
It's just so you know that the white people are evil.
Yeah, it's true.
People gave Obama a hard time for wearing a light
yeah.
suit.
Oh my
just the other
god,
day.
we were just talking about that with my dad.
That was it after Labor Day?
No, it was before Labor Day. It was before Labor Day.
They're like, it's getting close.
He knows better.
Bill Cosby is the whitest guy here. Cab driver is a demon sent to teach Bill Cosby a lesson. So there's a parallel movie for the cab driver.
Yeah, what's his side of the story?
Can the cop see Cosby and he's just a racist?
I had that thought as well. That cop had I hope that guy got a day rate.
I thought it was pretty intense that in like 3 minutes there was worship Satan urinating on someone and his face going up an old woman's crotch.
Oh, on the bus.
Why are the devil and Nazis always played by English-speaking accents? I don't know what was happening, but I wrote, so Bill Cosby.
He might have been using Kodak film.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking sweaters and Jell-O pudding.
While listening to a young person say something silly.
I think he was being really animated. To go into what you guys were talking about, this is one big State Farm commercial.
Mm-hmm.
This is too much. And this is where it gets a little dark in a different way. Daughter equals wife.
Yeah, he has a weird relationship
because he says to his daughter, or no, what she says to her dad, what you feel for me is not love. It's what fathers feel for their daughters. Father stuff.
Yeah, which is like father stuff, which is like just the need to control or desire to control. Yeah.
And then
the desire to prevent her from procreating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With Bobby from Twin Peaks.
Oh, but come on, with Bobby from Twin Peaks.
He's such a babe, though. I mean, he calls her a bitch.
Classic fathers are always preoccupied with the daughter's virginity.
Yeah.
They really are.
Especially Cosby. That's like part of his thing as a celebrity. He's like, really...
That's so interesting because I'm pretty sure part of his thing as celebrity has to do with sexual harassing younger women too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he likes to give them like pills and stuff, and then take their shirts
buy them off.
Yeah.
Later.
Nice. Yeah. And then is this the girlfriend Bob? No, Bobby's the boy. Bill.
Kimberly Russell.
Bill is the man who's also the dad who happens to be a ghost and has a wife or a girlfriend, next door girlfriend.
Yeah, is a beautiful light skinned
Vanessa
black lady.
Williams.
And how lazy
type.
is it for him to just hit on the woman who lives next door?
Hey, if you were a single dad, you would,
It's proximity.
It's proximity. Mm-hmm. But she says, I thought you were afraid of intimacy. I didn't know you were deceased.
That was a really good line.
And then at the end we find out, which is what the other problem I have with this movie, is he's not actually a ghost. He's not actually dead.
It's all astral projection.
Yes,
so I wrote
all astral projection.
So I wrote a quote from another movie from the 80s of this time period that is also better, which is It turns out you're only mostly dead.
Which was, yeah, it's a similar thing.
Yeah. And then finally, what does the death community think of this?
And I'd like to end with that. Thank you so much for listening to Noisy Ghost.